Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this next round. This is the best of 8 round for the 42nd Tower Dive TV Weekly League of Legends Tournament. I am Gil Frost, and this is Tim. Tim is
Hello.
he? There he is, yes. And we're going into picks and bans for the second game here on stream. And once again, it's actually going to be the best of 8, and we're seeing Team New York actually once again. If you watched the previous game. They were on Team Blue last game, and they won victoriously against the Generals. And they are actually now on Team Red, and they're going to be facing off against Team Sunbros here on Team Blue. And we actually do have all the bans out. What do you think of the bans so far there, Tim?
Looking pretty standard, except for Cassidon. I haven't seen like a dedicated Cassidon ban in quite a while, actually. I mean, they must just they're really fearing it. I don't know. Maybe they know something that we don't know, but I'm not sure. I mean, Cassidon is a very strong laner, or he is a very very strong opponent. He can be very very deadly, but I don't know. I feel like counters for him have come up so often recently that nobody really bans him anymore. But we'll see how that turns out.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's definitely an unusual ban. They did ban that Cho'Gath. They must have been watching the last game there and just seeing how X-Run's dominated with that Cho'Gath in the top lane. And I guess it might be, could be one of 1 week ago's favorites as she's hovering over that Ahri again once more. Did a very good job of landing those charms and doing damage in the last game and assassinating the right characters that she needed to.
Yeah, that Ahri was definitely a very, very strong player for Team New York 1 week ago on Ahri. Just killer with the charms, a whole lot of CC, a whole lot of damage. And the Nami pick comes out again. Looks like maybe they're going for a repeat. Going to pick a lot of the same champions. Maybe just pick what they're comfortable with, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Try and do what they did last game.
And actually, Nami was on the side of. Wasn't it a general? Wasn't it one of the?
Oh yes, never mind.
Yeah,
but
either way,
it's the red team that's got me confused. I'm just they're red now.
I can understand that. But either way, yeah, that Nami picked up as well. And Zyra, an interesting first pick. Probably going to see a support Zyra, but wouldn't be surprised. I would be surprised if we saw Poppy and Zillion, but I wouldn't be surprised. It could possibly be a mid lane Zyra, but likely support there. And we're going to see what these two really want to play here.
I'm loving these picks. If they do go Poppy Zillion, I am so for it. I love seeing non-traditional picks. It just makes me so happy just to see the not usually played characters getting a little action. Brings joy to my soul.
I would love to see that Poppy pick, but they do actually lock in Nasus and Ashe instead. And that Ashe, I would imagine Ashe-Zyra combo that I think Cloud9 has been making so popular.
Strong picks, but boring.
Boring. Either way. And I guess, we could potentially still see an Ashe support, Zyra mid, and then another AD carry, or maybe an AP carry, something else. I mean, you never know. I mean, as we do see 2 more picks coming out here from Team New York, and I doubt that Teemo is going to be real. I do actually sport my jungle Teemo on my stream every once in a while. OP jungle Teemo, but I doubt that they're going to choose that for this game. And Malphite wouldn't be a bad pick, but we'll wait here.
Malphite's pretty standard top lane. I mean, just his ultimate is so dangerous in team fights. If they are going for the Sejuani jungle, I mean, also, there's some crazy CC. Sejuani's been a very popular pick lately, and for good reason, because she's very tanky, she's very strong, and just so hard to get away from. Once she's on you, you are stuck for the most part.
Yes, and that is going to be locked in there, and that's going to be some good initiation here. And lockdown, from the side of Team New York. They're going to have some pretty scary ultimates. And CC coming in here is actually Zed locked in here for Team Sunbros, the shadow assassin extraordinaire, and Rumble, the final pick here from Team Sunbros. And let's see who they do as far as AD carry here on the side of Team New York. And Ezreal would be a really realistic pick, I think.
Hmm.
Blue Ezreal was definitely used very well last game. And so I would imagine that'd be very realistic, and they do go ahead and lock that in, and we're going to see the final swaps coming back and forth. But these are our teams. Once again, this is the Tower Dive TV Weekly 42nd tournament. I'm Gilfrost, and this is Tim, and we are going to be going into the game here in the next I guess 4 minutes. But let's talk a little bit about these team compositions. I mean, we talked a little bit about in the last game about the supports and really the AOE ultimates that have been very popular, and Zyra and Nami are both in the top 5 most popular LCS picks as far as supports go, and that's going to be across in the NA as well as the EU LCS, and it's really, I think, by in large part due to those AOE ultimates that can use for disengage, and then partially for some engagement and just disruption in team fights as well. But as far as just these team comps go, I mean, we talked about it a little bit. Team New York, crazy CC coming out from them. They're going to have the ability to initiate and lock down members from Team Sunbros here very easily here with that Unstoppable Force. The ultimate there, of course, from Sejuani as well in that Permafrost. And then, of course, Nami is going to be following that up or initiating with that AoE slow. And then Ari is going to even have a little bit of that CC action there. And once you lock any member here from Team Sunbros down, it's going to be hard for them to get back up again.
That's very true. What I'm also looking at is Team Sunbros with Zyra is a very good support, just because she's very good range on her hook, essentially, or her snare. I'm sorry, and with her plants, she can definitely keep you at range. I mean, I don't know how big of a problem that's going to be for a blue Ezreal, who's all about the poke action, but it is something. Like, she can help Ashe essentially zone her lane. And another thing I'm looking forward to is the Zyra Rumble ultimate combo. I'm really looking forward to seeing that go down. The Zyra drops, the pop-up, and then the mines come across, especially if they get them caught in a tight little area. That is death. I mean, you're going to have Ashe coming in, and Nasus coming in, and Zed coming in with a whole lot of damage, and then a whole lot of CC, and a whole lot of AoE. So, while Team New York does have a lot of CC, I don't think Team Sunbros is entirely without theirs.
Yeah, no, and it's almost like you've got the semi-dive comp coming out here from Team New York, or not even really semi-dive comp, but pretty strong dive comp coming out from Team New York. And then you've got the team Come At Me Bro team comp from Team Sunbros, where they're going to just be able to, you're going to come in here, well, I'm just going to lay down my my grasping roots, Stranglethorns, and not have to worry about that at all.
I like that. The Come At Me Bro.
The Come At Me Bro. In fact, from now on, Team Sunbros are going to be known as the Team Come At Me Bros. No, we better not rename them here.
We could Sun At Me Bros.
The Sun At Me Bros. And so that is going to be interesting to see how that works. As far as early game goes, though, I mean, it's really going to be fun. I can't wait to see what this Ashe and Zyra do. And once they hit level 6, we may see some pretty crazy plays coming out from them. And I know that you guys cannot see the summoner spells, but we do have cleanse coming out here from Ashe, very wisely picking that up. All the CC coming out here from Team New York. She is going to want to not be locked down for as much as they would want her to be. But yeah, we are going to be going in to the skin vantage analysis once again. The loading screen here, and we'll see what we can see about these teams simply from their skins. There we go. But anyway, yeah. As far as things go, Rumble, I mean, obviously had somewhat of a nerf there to his ultimate. I've heard it said that it wasn't a nerf. I've heard it described as being more of a tool just a retooling. But I think that it really was just a nerf. However, it doesn't completely nullify it Rumble as a champion, and it definitely does not nullify his ultimate. It just reappropriate some of that damage, and still seeing some pretty some play here and there across the board. So not a surprising pick, although he did have that slight nerf there.
Yeah, but it's still very formidable. I mean, the damage is slightly nerfed, but it's still got the slow, and it's still huge. It is huge, Rumble's ultimate. It's still really long, and especially if they're going for fights in the jungle, any kind of choke point where there's a Rumble, a Rumble ultimate drop, even with that slight nerf, it's still kind of scary.
Yeah, well, in positioning in team fights too. I mean, you can force the enemy team to force them to reposition themselves in hopefully a way that that's better for you, and so hopefully it's really going to come down to how good is Rumble at laying down those ultimates during these team fights, and we will see here. But let's talk real quickly about the skin vantage. A little disappointed this time. Not as many skins coming out from these two teams.
Team New York with the modest build. I mean, they're standard, and when they're not standard, they're kind of, I'm green Israel. It's like, yeah, okay. But Sejuani coming with the Bear Cavalry, you gotta give her some big ups for the Russian flavor. So I enjoy that.
Oh boy. Either way, yeah. I haven't seen too much of that skin yet, but Looney bringing it to the table here as both teams rushing down their respective mid lanes. Once again, do we expect any one action, or is it going to be a lot like we have been seeing with just really dancing around and playing a little bit of that vision action here?
I think both teams may go for like a little bit of a bluff. They may we could see them gathering in this brush right here. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a ward drop in there. I don't know if either team is confident enough to go in and actually go for a hardcore counter jungle. The team comps just aren't quite there at level 1. But, I think they both may threaten.
Ooh, and they actually, Team Sunbros does get off a nice ward here into the banana bush, but they did not get caught out by that Nami stun, and they are going to return with thankful that they got that ward out without any damage actually being taken. But yeah, other than that, it looks like they are going to just go ahead and return and take their own buffs. Pretty standard play here. It's going to be pretty standard play across the board as Malphite and Rumble head towards their respective lanes. And looks like Nami and Israel are going to join Zyra and Ashe here in the bot lane as well. They help with their respective buffs. And it's going to be a pretty standard opening game. One other aspect that is very standard in this opening game are the Doran's Blades coming out from both Ashe and Ezreal here.
I'm really looking forward to this Rumble Malphite top lane. I think Rumble was a good pick against Malphite. When you throw Leandries on Rumble, Malphite kind of melts and falls to pieces, and he becomes more like chocolate and less like rocks. And I really like it because Malphite is such a strong top lane pick. It's very rare that you have anyone who can really shut him down, and I think Rumble is definitely one of those champions if he's played well. I mean, not that I'm doubting Kung Fu Awesome's Rumble abilities, but he really needs to bring it to shut down this Malphite, and Leandries would definitely help.
Yeah, and we'll see here as we're coming into the both junglers picking up their second buffs, and we may see some level 3 action here. And one of the lanes is actually Looney here on Sejuani, going to be looking at possibly getting a little bit of action here in the top lane. Kung Fu Awesome is in fairly good position here, but X runs and Looney could do a fair amount of damage. Is actually Zed gets off a very deep ward here right around the raids in the meantime, but Looney's spending a lot of time in this top lane right now. I was going to have to make a decision here soon.
Now, Zed can do whatever he wants, just because, Zed doesn't have a whole lot of level 1 damage. I mean, he can do it, but he can jump around quite a bit. And even if you want to try and hone in him on level 1, you probably don't have the CC to hold him down. So he can, if he doesn't take his Q first, that is. He can be dangerous, he can be everywhere, early game, late game, mid game. He's a very, very dangerous opponent, and I would not take him lightly if I were Ari.
No kidding. Yeah, and Sejuani there, Looney decided to go and back off there eventually. Returned to her own jungle there. Lost a little bit of farm there and headway, but is going to be trying to catch up right now. We have seen a little bit of action here in the bot lane. Both teams trading back and forth. CC mostly, as pretty much everyone's looking fairly healthy, but Tweaky and Gilly, not to be confused with myself, Gilly Snipes doing a fairly good job of zoning out this Ezreal currently and getting off a nice EC there as Dubrick uses that Arcane Shift once again to return to safety, but yeah, right now Tweaky and Gilly Snipes controlling this lane fairly well. Ezreal doing a good job of keeping up in farm though, as he has been pushed under his turret a fair portion of this game.
If we could switch focus to top lane for a second, I mean, we're looking at Rumble is, you know, trading blows with this Malphite, but he's missing the last hits. I mean, Malphite is now, you know, he's 10 CS over him. He keeps him pushed to the turret, and he was just losing a lot of CS. So I hope that he can kind of pick it up in the trade back. But you know, Rumble is kind of a tricky champ to last hit with, especially early game. But I really hope he can pick it up, because if he can't, then that may be Malphite's lane.
Most definitely. Sejuani has been in this bottom lane looking for the possibility of getting in there, and is actually now going to join the fight. Forces the flash out of Gilly Snipes. Doesn't want to deal with any of that as Dubrick gets in there. Tweaky actually also forced to get out of there with that, but a stun comes down onto Gilly Snipes, and that is going to be enough damage there. Cariana being brought very low, but Dubrick actually picks up that kill on Ezreal. And a nice gank there from Sejuani forces both flashes, and still they're able to pick up a kill there. And Zyra left by herself in that lane as Ezreal continues to farm.
That was very good play. I mean, that just goes to show Sejuani's power. She can come up through lane, just no announcement, just run in, and still, you know, Ashe was a little bit too pushed, but Sejuani really can just cover a lot of ground, especially with her E.
Yeah, we actually see some action here in the mid lane 1 week ago, being brought to almost half health there. Nasus was in the area, but really Zed just doing the work by himself. And 1 week ago, he's going to back out from that. Is slowly, actually no, he's going to stay spots out big there in the mid lane. He's going to try to defend this turret. Looney there as well to ward off any kind of a damage onto this turret, and they're gonna stay here in the mid lane, but right now it's still just 1-0.
Pretty mild game thus far. Pretty mild early game. Not a whole lot of you know, there's trading, but not a whole lot of fights. You know, this is really the kind of early game that's probably going to lead to an amazing late game. Both sides are farming pretty well. You know, they're getting their gold, they're getting ready, they're gearing up, and I think this is going to be a team fighty game. I hope it's going to be a team fighty game, because those are my favorite kind of games.
Right. Well, both these teams are definitely built, I think, are a little bit around you know, different strategies in team fights. So I would expect that your wish may come true here. But interesting in the bot lane. Let's look at the AD carry builds as they both return to lane. You know, with a new item there. Each one is different. The BF Sword and the Vampiric Scepter coming out from Ezreal and Ashe, respectively.
That just, it shows their priorities, really. I mean, Ashe knows that Ezreal has the poke. So she needs to sustain. And Ezreal knows that he has the poke, so he needs to deal the damage while he still can. And Dubrick's Ezreal, as we saw last game, he's got a lot of poke, and Blue Ezreal is all about poke, so he's very successful with it.
Yeah, no, and he definitely showed that last game, and I don't remember what his build was last game. I know he went into that Mana Mune. I think it was late. I can't remember for sure. He may be going for that sort of what is it? The Double Lift Bloodthirster first build, but either way, definitely getting a nice amount of damage here early on, and opting to get that tier a little bit later anyway, as Yeah, the dragon actually picked up there for Team Sunbros, and Nasus was the one that picked that up solo. That power of the Nasus. And that is actually going to give them a slight, about a 1k gold lead currently. And right now that's coming out of really that dragon mostly. A little bit from farm though, as they are up in almost every lane. Ash keeping up in her end of the farming bargain here in the bot lane, but Nasus and Zed both have a slight advantage there, as actually Looney is in the bot lane again, trying to get on a Twinkie, but a nice Ash arrow and ultimate there from Twinkie are going to be adequate disengage here, but Gilly Snipes does get caught out again, just being a little bit out of position there. Takes a lot of damage from Dubrick's ultimate as well, forces us to cleanse off that Ignite as well. Actually, I don't think there was an Ignite on her. The CC was there anyway, and is going to return underneath her own turret, but not until taking a lot of damage. And Dubrick is feeling very confident there, popping a mana potion actually there, I think, there in the bot lane. Keep up that poke and continue to press this bottom turret. We actually may see a gank here in the top lane. Big and Kung Fu Awesome both in the area. They do drop down that ultimate, although X-Runs pops that Unstoppable Force and the Ignite. Kung Fu Awesome trying to live through that, is going to live, pops that shield to stay alive. X-Run's going to be alive as well, but now Looney is in the area as well, going to look to get in there. Looney does not have that ultimate though, use that in the bot lane, and so is going to have to get out of there. Warded off by Big here in the top lane, and X-Runs and Looney are both going to just try to farm up. As actually Zed is in the area as well, going to look at getting some assassinations in here, and it may work here as Big is forced to use his ultimate. Zed is going to pick up an easy kill on a Malphite, and Big picking up the kill on a Sejuani. What they thought was a 2v1 and an easy kill turned into a 0 for 2 in favor of Team Sunbros. Team New York losing this top turret as well.
You have a Zed and a Nasus on top lane. It's on a tower, it's GG. That tower's gone. They just deal so much damage. And you know, with Nasus's Q, it does deal damage to objectives. So that's something that's really scary.
Well, and 1 week ago, opted to stay in the mid lane. Didn't know that Zed was gone. Opted to stay in that mid lane to try to get some damage onto this mid turret. But Kung Fu Awesome, very coordinated team. Here they went ahead and sent Rumble mid, and he was able to protect it. It is about half health, but they saved that mid turret there and got that top one as well as 2 kills. I was actually just see some action here in the bottom lane. Once again, Sejuani is in the area. Dubrick trying to get in there as well. Oh, that ultimate does come out there onto Twinkie, and that is going to be a kill. Looks like Israel actually picking that up, and Dubrick is going to return to the safety of his own turret, as 2 members now converging from Team Sunbros in Rumble and Nasus, and they may try to push this turret as well, as Dubrick is backing off a little low there. See if he chooses to stay, as no, he is going to go and back off, leaving Looney and Carry to the defense of this turret here. But Gilly Snipes, Kung Fu Awesome, and Big USA are going to be wailing on it pretty hard there. It's already almost to half health here, as Looney gets in there. A nice stun there, and an ultimate from Ez comes out as well, but that ultimate coming out from Kung Fu Awesome, and once again just warding off and controlling the positioning here in this top lane, and they are going to get another turret from that, and that's 2 turrets to 0, and a 17.9k gold lead over 14.6 here for Team Sunbros.
I think what we're going to see with Sunbros is very much an objective-based game. I mean, with Nasus, you definitely have a strong pusher. I mean, they are all strong pushers for the most part.
Yeah, it's actually Kung Fu Awesome being caught out of position there is going to go down. Team New York picking up that cancellation kill there onto Kung Fu Awesome. They also got a nice ward here around the Dragon Pit, but it is gone as Nasus picked that up. But yeah, definitely, I mean, if you look at this early game, they have had it planned out to a T. They got that top turret, they got that bottom turret, and then, of course, Nasus picked up that earlier Dragon, and that's giving them a huge lead right now coming into not even 15 minutes into this game.
Yeah, 13-minute, 3,000 gold advantage is a huge advantage. I mean, and we can see this seems to be a mirror of last game. I mean, Ezreal Dubrick on Team New York does have the kills on the other team, but Team Sunbros does have the gold advantage. So, it's spread out a little bit more through CS, maybe not necessarily kills. But really, the gold is what matters, not the kills.
Yes, indeed, and just that map presence as well. That right now, Team New York, or excuse me, Team Sunbros is going to look to possibly expand. That mid turret has got to be in their sights as well as this dragon, which should be up here shortly, and they do get a little bit of vision advantage there around that. They've got two pink wards there to try to give them the advantage, and right now they can dance between mid and dragon fairly easily, as Tangy Pete's actually here to trade some damage with X-Runs in the top lane. But Looney catches out Big USA. Kung Fu Awesome is there as well. It's not going to be enough speed, though, to get out of there, as Big USA picks up the kill with a little bit of help from that Rumble ultimate. And now Big USA is, or Big Suga, I guess, I've been reading that wrong the whole time, is going to get a blue steel buff. And probably a free dragon there, as they don't, Team New York does not have any vision of that. Nami going to get in there, but it is going to actually get caught up by Twinkie. Ashe could ult in there, but not going to, as they actually choose to jump into this mid lane. Nasus getting off at slow onto 1 week ago, taking a lot of damage, forced to pop that ultimate defensively, is going to get off a lot of damage onto Kung Fu, is going to jump in there, actually sacrificing herself, giving the kill to Zyra, but picking up the kill onto Rumble. But now there's 3 members of Team Sunbros here in the mid lane to 1 Ezreal. Actually, Nami and Sejuani are in the area as well, but they're going to get a lot of damage on this turret. Carry taking a lot of damage, gets off that ultimate, but Zyra ultimate catches on to 2 members here from Team New York, and they're going to keep this chase on. Dubrik actually picking up another kill. Ashe picking up a kill onto Nami, but Gilly Snipes is going to go down. Double kill for Ezreal, and now they've got a 2-for-1 advantage here in the mid lane, and a fairly low Team Sunbros. Big Sugar is going to try to defend this turret, but Dubrik and Looney get in there, and they are going to be able to take down this mid turret. A nice team fight there from Team New York.
They did manage to turn it around there. I mean, I thought for sure mid tower was going down. We saw all 3, but they managed to converge. They managed, gather their bearings, all gather up, and when you work together, it's amazing the things that can happen.
Yes, indeed, and they definitely showed that there. They're still down a fair amount in gold, still just above that 3K gold mark, but they were able to get that mid turret, and that is going to give them the option of hopefully pressing some of their these other lanes a little bit more, as minions are pressing in this pushing in this bottom lane, and Malphite pushing in this top lane, looking to try to get another turret, and even up this this turret lead that Team Sunbros currently has.
What's more, I'm sorry. This mid fight shows that last mid fight really showed that it was a morale boost, if anything. I'm sorry, I just realized my microphone was...
That's funny. Anyway, X-Runs actually does get on that unstoppable force on the Kung Fu Awesome, but he does lay down an ice ultimate there, doing a lot of damage. Looks like he is going to go down. Nasus picking up that kill. Going to try to flash out of there. Dubrik now joining the fight 1 week ago, getting off a lot of damage, and a nice stun there from Carryall is going to get off enough damage in CC with that charm. And actually, Ezreal picking up that kill as well. 5-0 and 0 Ezreal right now. Dubrik picks up 2 kills in that fight. Carriana trying to get off that ultimate is going to land on a Tangy Pizza, but it is not going to be enough, as they were just a little too far behind. But they are going to use their numbers advantage now here after that 1-for-2 exchange to try to push once again in this mid lane. And actually now deciding that maybe they should go for something else. I doubt they can go for Baron, but they are going to try to get this top lane. This top turret down as Ezreal lays across that ultimate to keep this bottom turret from taking too much damage.
Now with the pickup of this top turret, I mean, it'll also give them this a good gold advantage. I mean, they may give up mid, but it's like you said last game, it's very much about control. I mean, when you're down in gold, if you have the control, you can at least pick it up a little bit. And now that it opens up the top area, they can probably go for some blue steals, keep things away from Team Sunbros for at least a little bit longer.
Yeah, and I mean they did exactly what they need to do as far as Team New York goes. Is when you win those team fights and when you have an advantage, turning that into global objectives. But what they didn't realize and what they underestimated was Team Sunbros' reaction to that, and so they got that top turret, which is which was a good result from winning that 2v1 team fight there, 2-4-1 rather team fight, but they allow their mid turret to go down as well. So once again, Team Sunbros squarely in the lead of this game, even though the kills do not seem to indicate that. The gold and turrets definitely do.
This is very much a objectives game, just in general, not this game, but League of Legends. And really, got a little bit of action in the middle.
Yeah, we do have some action here in the mid lane. Looney jumping on the Tangy Pizza popped a lot of what she had, popped that ultimate as well, and so not going to get too much damage there onto Zed as they continue to push up this mid lane. 4 members are in the area. Malphite is close behind, and we may see one of our first true 5v5 team fights here as Nasus is joining them as well. But yeah, I mean, this dive comp from Team New York, they want to get some action here. But unfortunately, Looney does not have her ultimate, and so that Glacial Prison is going to be down for another, I guess, probably about 60 seconds or so here. And so they're going to go and back off from that a little bit, pick up some buffs, pick up a little extra farm, push these lanes, and come back with their ultimates and possibly try to start a team fight.
But that was a morale boost, I think, for Team New York. It goes to show, like, hey, we're all 5, we're here, we're not afraid to face you. They threatened to push the mid lane a little bit, and I think just the threat, what seems to happen in a lot of games is once the other team takes the lead, people seem to fall and think that it's over, and just work on trying to defend. And when you really show that, hey, we don't give up, that can do a lot for a team.
Yeah, it's actually Cariana being caught out of position here is going to take a lot of damage, but they do have enough members in the area to protect this, and Ezreal trying to get in there, but Dubrick jumps onto Ezreal, going to get off a lot of damage there. The Rumble ultimate comes off as well. Tangy Pizza being brought very low is going to go down, though. Rumble and Nasus picking up kills, though. Malphite picking up the kill onto Rumble. Ari picks up the kill onto Zed, and now Gilly Snipes is being brought very low, tries to get off enough. Lifesteal is going to actually pick up the kill onto Ezreal, but not before going down. 1 week ago, and X runs the 2 remaining members here from Team New York, and that dive composition, that team fight composition that they have going, definitely winning out again in that fight. Still down in gold, but they are managing to turn these team fights in their favor.
Very close to an ace in that fight. Nasus got away with, 50 HP. They don't want to push the mid tower because they know that Nasus has home guard, and he'll be back with a vengeance, and they were both very low. But that definitely helps press the advantage for press the advantage. It gains an advantage slightly for Team New York. I mean, they're evening things out. It was a 4K gold lead. Now it's only about 2.
Yeah, and Big Sugar did start that dragon there, but decides he wants to push this bot lane a little bit, and that is going to probably be a good choice as Team New York is now there for their own dragon. And yeah, it looks like members from Team Sunbros are converging. They don't have vision right now, but now they do now, and so they are going to see that this dragon is there. As Big Sugar does get caught out, is going to be CC'd by just about every member that can CC them from Team New York, and he is going to go down. Actually, X-Run's picking up that kill on that Malphite, and with that, they're going to get this bottom turret. But 3 members now could be grouping up in the mid lane to at least try to trade some of this pressure here from the side of Team Sunbros. But yeah, let's see here, as a turret is definitely going to go down.
Yeah. This will be Team New York even more advantage. Or rather, try and even out the advantage a little bit more. I mean, this global objective, it's all, but Sunbros may take mid tower in the meantime, so how much of an advantage is it really?
Yeah, and they are actually going to keep pushing here in the bot lane. Frustrated, I would imagine, that they keep giving up these mid turrets, trading them for these outer ones. 1 week ago, it does get in there. That ultimate does come out from both Zyra and Tangy Pizza, but the damage is mitigated by 1 week ago's, Hourglass, Azonia's, and Ash picking up a final kill there, and now is getting chased by X-Runs, who may not have quite enough. It's triple kill actually coming out from Malphite. A huge play there in that mid lane to protect that turret. In the meantime, they were not able to get that bottom turret. Rumble was able to defend that. But now they once again have a man advantage as 3 members are dead from Team Sunbros.
Malfoy's playing a dangerous game there. And he knew that he could outlast. I mean, maybe he didn't know. Maybe he just didn't care and really was hungry for that. But either way, it was amazing to watch. I had that very chance.
Yes, and Tim, I'm going to ask you to check your sound, your mic source, because it is sounding very robotic. So take a look at that, see what's going on there. I would imagine I would have to blame the ISP, but what do I know? But either way, yes, definitely some interesting stuff coming out here as we still have a 2K gold lead almost here for Team Sunbros. But these team fights are just going in favor of Team New York right now, and they are using that strong team fighting composition to their advantage fully here, picking up 16 kills over 10, still down in 1 turret, 4-3 in turrets right now. And this is Gil Frost, by the way, and if you're just recently joining us, we're here at TowerDiveTV, the 42nd weekly tournament that we've done here in a row, and yeah, right now we're watching Team Sunbros on Team Blue face off against Team New York on Team Red in the best of 8 part of this tournament here. And yeah, it is a close one. Right now, Team Sunbros have a slight lead, but it is still anybody's game as team fighting from Team New York has been pristine. What we really need now is for Team New York to turn some of these team fights into advantages globally. They've used them to get some of these turrets down, and every time that they win a team fight, they do try to get a turret or dragon or any of these advantages. But the problem is as they're doing that, they're not winning these team fights handily enough because Team Sunbros has been trading back those turrets. 1 for 1, and in fact, probably getting a little bit of an advantage for their own, and that they've been getting mid turrets while these outer turrets have been the targets for Team New York. But either way, it's very close, and both teams just tentative, very slowly pushing back and forth, looking to try to get an advantage any way they can. And yeah, right now, Baron is going to be a big point of contention as both teams trying to gain vision advantage around that area as well. Looks like right now, Team Sunbros does have the advantage currently. I don't think that any member of Team New York has an Oracles right now. No, they don't. And so they do have 0 pink cords as well in their inventory. So they may need to go back to base if they're really going to win this vision war, this vision ward. But yeah, and it looks like they are going to do that right now as they go ahead and back off. Nasus and Twinkie are around Dragon. I know that Nasus is known for his ability to clear these the Dragon and the Baron fairly quickly, but I don't think they're going to do much. And yes, they're going to go ahead and back off from that as Zed pushes this bot lane. But now they've got a 5-on-4, really 5-on-2, 5-on-3 advantage here around this Baron. And if they want to, they could probably start this Baron and make work of it as Zed sees that this is a fact and is going to try to get out of there. Big Sugar is going to try to get in there as well and mitigate some of this damage onto the Baron. Now being chased by Looney, but now Kung Fu Awesome actually gets huge. He just gets blown up. Ari picking up that kill with an assist to Malphite, and that once again is just going to solidify this Baron for them. It still could be stolen away. Carriana is being brought very low, and that Baron is still very high. Tweaky coming in there. A nice ultimate. Zyra ultimate does get in there. It's going to only land on the 1 week ago, who was taking a lot of damage. Big Sugar actually picks up that kill. Ash picking up the kill onto Nami. Looney and X-Runs here trying to get onto Gilly Snipes. Looney being brought very low, trying to get in there on after the fact. Is going to jump in there, is going to get the kill. Looney now going to be brought very low, but is not going to go down as Malphite actually picks up the kill onto Zyro. Looney picks up the kill onto, anyway, let's continue. As Extras now has to run out of there. Big Sugar and Tangy Pizza cleaning up the kills on the backside are now pushing on to X-Runs. They do get the slow off, and Big Sugar and Tiny Pizza should be able to pick up that kill. Actually, X-Runs now jumping out of there is going to live just with a narrow sliver of health, and a huge team fight coming out from both sides, and just insane action here coming on the Summoner's Rift. Tim, how are your sound issues coming?
No, or do I still sound like a robot?
You do still sound like a robot. I mean, I don't
I-
mind it, but it's hard to understand.
Yes. Well, sometimes I need to get old, and I think that's what's happening. I'm going to go see the doctor, and
Alrighty, well, sounds good. Keep me posted. But either way, crazy action coming out here from both sides is now these team fights not as squarely in favor of Team New York. They really just got caught in that Baron pit, a little bit out of position. And when you've got that Zyra ultimate on your side, it's a very, and as well as Kung Fu Awesome, he got brought down fairly early, but Fian had his ultimate as well. Yeah, that's going to be a potent combo in those areas like the Baron pit. Where you're in confined quarters, but now actually Team New York does pick up their second dragon, which is bringing them closer in gold. They've been down by as much as 4k gold, 5k gold in this game, and right now with the 2 dragons that they've gotten, as well as catching up a little bit on these global objectives, and getting that 19 to 13 kill lead that they have, they are bringing it well back within their reach. As we continue this dance around the Baron pit, Zed continuing to push this bot lane, and they do not have teleport. And so as soon as they see this, oh, Looney misses that ultimate. That's going to be down for another 110 seconds or so. But they're going to start this. Baron, once again, is actually 1 week ago, does get jumped on by Big USA. Is going to have to use that ultimate to get out of there, getting down as much damage as he can there as the, carry-all on a CC does not land. Looney being brought very low. Experts try to get in there. Zed is now getting into the area. He's going to look at getting some assassinations, and he might be able to. As actually Ez is the first target. Now picking up Looney as well. Tangy Pizza turning on to 1 week ago, going to try to pick up the kill, but a huge team fight now in favor for Team Sunbros. That's 4 for 0. 1 week ago, the only surviving member for Team New York. And that is going to be at least an inhibitor here for Team Sunbros as they push this mid lane, and there's not much Ari can do about it. As Tangy Pizza takes a few turret hits, but yeah, just a crazy team fight, and really just the positioning from Team Sunbros absolutely gave them that team fight, and the fact that they were able to initiate. I mean, when you've got Malphite and Looney with that ultimate down, they're the ones that normally want to initiate these team fights and get off their chain CC, along with really Cariana even with that ultimate. But they were just caught. Team New York was just caught way out of position, and they paid for it 4 for 0 in that, and they ended up losing that turret and that inhibitor for it, as well as they are now all respawning and trying to get back anything that they can right now. Alrighty, Loon at the Herald. Are you there? Are you going to be joining me here? Yay!
I couldn't leave you alone. I didn't think it was fair, so.
I mean, it just my voice, I mean, it's just,
Yeah,
talk.
I mean, I'm gonna be realistic. I just could not stay away. I mean, I heard your voice and I was like, I'm gonna jump at the chance. So then I DDoS Tim so I could come in here and take his place.
Woot. Well, I can't argue against that as much as I do love Tim, and hopefully he'll get his robot issues worked out. But either way, yeah, I don't know if you've been watching this game, but right now Team Sunrose on Team Blue are handily winning the last couple of team fights around this Baron pit. Still no Baron down, but both teams hesitant to get any action here, as Team New York knows that these Sunbros, they are to be reckoned with here. But maybe you can get some insight into these item builds here. I haven't been
Give us
paying
1
too much
second.
attention. I've been watching all the action, but
Yeah, no kidding. I completely understand that. I'm trying to figure out why the stream can't hear me though, apparently. So,
uh-oh.
yeah, fun times all around. Let me tell you.
That's silly. So I am just now being told that I'm the only one we can hear on the stream right now. So I'm sure you guys have been enjoying watching me converse with myself largely throughout this last couple of minutes. But we'll see how the sound issues continue to be a challenge here on stream. But yeah, once again, Team New York continues to group here in the mid lane. Sunbros as well. Just each team looking for an advantage here at anything that they can do.
can you, hopefully you guys on the stream can hear me now.
What do you guys think? Can you guys hear?
I don't know. We'll see here momentarily.
Yeah, as there is a slight delay. But well, in the meantime, Vision Dominance, Sunbros they do have a lot of wards around this Baron pit. So right now they do have it. However, the fact that Team New York is grouped up so heavily, there's not much that Team Sunbros can do right now except for just really try to force a team fight right here. But all ultimates are up here for Team New York. Ezreal actually pops that ultimate, and it looks like they're going to go in. Team Sunbros tries to get in there. Huge ultimates coming out there from Rumble, as well as Zyra. They're going to get off a lot of damage 1 week ago, being brought very low, trying to get the kill on a 1 week awesome, or excuse me, Kung Fu Awesome is going to get the kill. Zyra actually picking up a double kill. And right now, X-Run's trying to clean up some kills here in the background, but Tangy Pizza and Big Sugar are doing work here, and Tangy picks and X-Runs, even though he got that double kill, is going to go down 3 for 5 in that ace. Triple kill coming out from Tangy Pizza, and he's going to push that mid lane with Big Sugar to try to get some more pressure. They can't really, they probably could take Baron very slowly. But they're going to choose to push on this mid turret there. 12 seconds there on Cariana's death timer, and then the rest of them are about 15 to 20 seconds behind. So they are going to be able to get down probably at least one of these turrets here as the super minions join them in this fray. But they are going to meet with some oppositions here as they actually don't quite get down this inhibitor turret. Big Sugar decides to return and go ahead and take care of that, but it may be too late as actually Looney is returning to the fray here. Yeah, they looks like they are going to escape freely as they are very slippery. Nessus and Tangy Pizza there on that Zed. And one more turret there, but the kill score here, very close, but once again, just like last game, the story of the game is those global objectives, and Team New York, while they were winning team fights fairly handily for a while, even though they were down, it's starting to show that really the global objectives in the 6-3 turret lead, as well as the Dragons, and now possible Baron are in favor of Team Sunbros. Is actually right now Team New York tries to get in there. They're going to try to get on this Baron, but Gilly Snipes gets off a nice ultimate on the 1 week ago. It's brought very low. We're going to see another team fight here. The Rumble ultimate not really landing with anyone. Does zone them out a little bit. 1 week ago taking low from that as well. But once again, the Baron control goes over to Team Sunbros, and they may be able to pick that up. Looney trying to get in there, but Nasus does get the smite out there, and Sunbros do get that Baron, and they're going to turn on to Looney and try to get a couple of kills off this as well. They do pick up Looney. Rumble actually picking up a kill on the backside on Cariana on Nami, and that is going to be a Baron, a 2 for 0, and at the very least a top turret. This bottom turret as well being brought very low by the Minions. Minions MVP here for Team Sunbros as, they're actually going to try to push the mid here and possibly end it right here, right now, as they've got 5 on 3. Minions pouring into the base. And Tangy Pixie actually, though, does get caught up by 1 week ago. That Zyra ultimate's going to try to mitigate some of this damage. 1 week ago, uses that Zonia's to mitigate that ultimate from Tangy Pizza, and is going to pick up that kill onto Zed. But is it going to be enough as that turret does go down there, and Team Sunbros are pushing onto this Nexus, and that is going to be it. GG's go across, and Team Sunbros picking up a win here in the best of 8 of this tournament. This is the TowerDiveTV weekly tournament, the 42nd one that we've had there. And if you didn't get to see that whole game, it was a great game. Team Sunbros, though, coming out victorious in the end, and they will advance to the quarterfinals and try to vie for a spot in the finals for this tournament. And once again, just another game that was won through that map control. And Team New York, we saw in the previous game, played almost that same game. They just were able to down turrets and get dragons and just grow their lead. And this game, the Sunbros were the ones who were able to get that turret advantage and keep that map under their control. And they are victorious for it. Stick with us. We will have more League of Legends action here shortly as we're going to be building the lobby for the next game. Don't go anywhere. This is Gil Frost, and I'll be back with Tim or somebody here, hopefully, for the next game.